Hi all, so this is just a brief video to show you how to complete our NetTutor assignment. So right now I'm on our assignment page, and as you can see here, there's going to be a couple of things that you need to do. So the first thing is you're going to submit your rough draft of each essay for this semester to NetTutor, which is right here, the link that says NetTutor. Basically, NetTutor is a web tutor who will read your paper and send it back to you with their comments, right? So it's not synchronous. You're not going to be talking live with a tutor. You're going to, essentially, you're kind of emailing it, but you're submitting it through Canvas. But you're going to send it in electronically. Then they're going to provide feedback and send it back. And it's all going to be done through this NetTutor tab. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So the first thing you want to do is actually submit your paper to NetTutor. So you click on it, and then I believe if it's the first time that you're using it, you're going to say, I agree. Okay. And then you can say, don't show me this message again. This is just kind of more information about them. Continue. And then you are going to scroll down, and you're going to click on Live Writing Tutor and Paper Center. So click on that. Okay, and now you can see there's 4 options, right? Meet with a live tutor, drop off a question, drop off a paper, or your live writing tutor and paper center. So what you're going to do is you are going to drop off a paper. So you click on that. You're going to give your paper a name, maybe essay 1 and your last name or something. Where it says, tell us about your assignment and how we can help, you can return to this page in this like purple color. I've told you what you can copy and paste into that box. So you can go ahead and copy and paste that. And then if English is not your first language, you can check that and click next. And now this is really cool. So you can select up to 2 areas that you want them to focus on. Now what I found is they tend to give you feedback on really everything, but this is really 2 areas for them to emphasize more. So for you, maybe if it's grammar and mechanics, and then maybe your, I don't know, focus and thesis statement, for example. So you can choose those 2 things. What I recommend though is you can submit your paper as many times as you want, and you can choose 2 different boxes every time, and then you'll get a different tutor every time who's going to read your paper. So instead of getting 1 tutor to comment, you can get 5, 6, you know. I would suggest maybe doing it 2 or 3 times anyways, because you want to make sure that your paper gets back in time for the deadline to submit it for our class. And what I have found is that the tutors work at different paces. Some will get right back to you the same day. Some will take a few days. So to kind of mitigate that kind of inconsistency, I recommend submitting your paper 2 or 3 times anyways, just to make sure you get at least 1 back in time for our deadline. So for citation, you're going to check MLA. And for hours, this is other. It's going to be a rhetorical analysis for essay 1. For essays 2, 3, and 4, you can go ahead and choose persuasive argumentative. Our papers 4 pages, you can click next. And then you drop your file. So you choose a file from your computer. I'm just choosing a random file. And then once you click drop off your paper, it goes to the tutor. So I'm not going to do that because I just attached a syllabus here. So, but once you click drop off a paper, it is done, okay? So what I'm going to show you next is where you pick up your paper, okay? So then you go into your locker. So from what I've understood, the tutoring center does not email students when their paper is done, unfortunately. So you kind of have to keep checking back to see if you've gotten your paper back. So instead of dropping off, now you've waited a day or so, go to your tutoring center, your live writing tutor and paper center locker, and then you are going to look at your paper feedback. So it'll show you here how many papers you submitted and how many papers have been returned with feedback. So you can click on that, and then instead of no papers were found, it's going to show you that your paper is there, and then you download it and save it to your computer as a PDF or a Word doc, and then you come back to our assignment screen and you submit that to this assignment screen. So what I'm looking for is the draft with the tutor's comments. Essentially, you're showing me proof that you submitted your paper to the NetTutor. And how do I know you did it? Well, I will see the tutor's feedback on it. And they have a very specific template of what they put, so I know right away that, that you submitted the paper with the tutor's comments. Okay, so I can maybe show you an example of what it's going to look like here. So let me just, 1 second here. Okay, so once you get your paper back, it's going to look like this. It's going to say NetTutor at the top. It's going to have the summary information about your paper. They're going to give you a summary of their comments, and then on the paper itself, you're going to see feedback here. And so once you go through and look at your feedback, then you can go ahead and revise your paper before you submit your final draft. So really what you're doing is you're taking in the tutor's comments, you're revising your paper before you submit the final draft. So that's the process that we're going to do for our rough drafts of the essays. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.